Welcome back to Alliance War. It's Season 39, War 5, and 4 Loki is facing our friends in LVT. We're going to end up losing this war to these guys. They fought great, and they beat us. So it's our first loss of the season. We're going to be looking to improve, but I came out of this war deathless, as did BG2. We put up our second consecutive donut. So let's get to the fights. Despite my inability to play Ultron, I decided to subject myself to some more Ultron nonsense. So I'm going to start off here on path 4A against this Global Defender Joe Fixit. Any global attacker is pretty much fine here, I would wager, because you're just looking to shrug the debuffs. And so my goal in this is to turn on the recoil tree, put on the power back boost, use the debuff detox to purify all the nonsense or any debuffs that get placed on me, and just wail. I spoke a lot to Hanford and some other people after my last video saying, here's how you play Ultron. And my general takeaway from it was, like, before you throw a special 2, throw a heavy. And so to the extent that I have done any preparation or learning of Ultron's kit, that is what I know. It's based off of like 2 PMs from my boy Hanford. So here comes the heavy, and now here comes the special 2. I mean, the damage seems pretty good. I mean, I'll take it. So I got the power pack boost active, so I'm already back at another special 2, but I don't need to throw it because Joe Fixit is dead. All right, so here's a reason why I brought Ultron. LVT had banned Falcon, so Ultron is the next best option for this particular fight. And I'm going to try and play it better than I did last time. I can tell you this. There's pretty much no way that I can surmise of getting out of this fight without losing a decent amount of health. Maybe there's like MSD or some other like way more talented folks on YouTube that know how to do this fight and come out of it with above 70% health. I just don't know how to do it, and so I'm sort of just resigned myself to, when I have to take this fight, I'm gonna rely upon Ultron's healing to really kind of drive the train and keep me fine. I think that in this particular instance, I only trigger the first regen. I don't even get to the second regen. That was a really nice special 2. I did the heavy beforehand, so hat tip to Hanford for that. But yeah, I mean, any debuffs and you're just going to lose health against this void. So this is the second best option in this fight. I think if you don't have an Ultron, a Colossus could probably do it. You'd really want, obviously, an Odin pre-fight for that. It's just a little harder, obviously, because Colossus doesn't have the damage over time sort of benefit that this Ultron is getting here. So, yeah, I get the fight down. I do a better job than last time, and that's all that really matters. All right. Next up, we're taking path 3B. First fight here is Wong. This is clearly just diversity placement from Taters, because Wong doesn't gain any armor up buffs. And so I am just going to go ahead and Miguel the hell out of this Wong. Let me speed it up. I mean, obviously the threat to Wong is his unstoppable or his power gains. The Wither is going to shut off the power gain, and the unstoppable is easy to predict because it's, on a heavy, and then there's a cooldown timer. So that's not a big deal. The other issue with Wong is obviously if he dies over a bar of power, you have to contend with the power gain and a fury for the next fight, but Miguel has the natural answer to that, with the Wither anyway, so who really cares? All you have to deal with is the fury. But the next fight on this path is Hyperion. This is, again, another diversity placement. Hyperion doesn't have any armor up buffs, so nothing really for me to worry about having glanced here or anything like that. And, of course, Miguel is a natural counter to Hyperion, as we all know. And so I will once again speed this fight up too, so that way we don't have to interminably sit through it. I mean, alternatively, between with Wong here, there are lots of champs that could do that fight. Doom is whitelisted. He could easily do this fight. So there were a lot of options for this, but considering I had to bring Miguel for my later fights, this just felt like a natural sort of fit for me in Section 2. All right, hyped up. Next up, we have the mini here on 48. This is the glancing mini when the debuffs expire. Mordo actually, obviously has debuffs from his power gain to the fury off the heavy, as well as when I gain a bar of power. But I mean, Mordo is not much of a threat here, but for some reason, I have had a lot of trouble fighting Mordo on this particular node with Spidey. I just eat a combo there. That happens to me, a couple times. I don't know what it is. It's just pretty much anybody else here I don't have a problem with, but for some reason Mordo gives me fits. I just attacked into the Falter debuff, which is silly. You just have to wait it out, no big deal. But I'll finish the fight with a special 3, and all it did was cost me some potions. So, I mean, yeah. Not great, but, we'll take it. All right, final fight of the war for me is this Mangog on 54. This is a fight I've done tons of times before, and I've just gotten into a rhythm that I'm really comfortable just using a power start 1 instead of an invul, doing 3 heavies to get the 3 exhaustions, and then throwing an SB2 for the second wither, because that just reverses all power gain effects, and Mangog won't be able to get to a bar of power to throw any special 1s, much less a special 2 that you need to worry about. So that recipe for doing this fight, I discovered it like 5-6 seasons into fighting Mangogs here, or however long it's been, but I really like it. It's really clean. And it's how I'm going to approach this, fight from the future. So, yeah, anyway, 6 fights and 6 solos, which is great. Our battle group, again, put up a donut for the second consecutive time. I managed to extract 3 deaths out of Tater's battle group. So, Clown beat Taters, even if LVT beat for Loki. All right, see you in the next life, Jack.